What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We're the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and with me tonight, it's Chris, the stats man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Hey. What stat is necessary? Giannis might get traded. What stat matters?
We're on high alert.
So I don't know, man.
Wow.
I just screw the stats. It's just news.
You know it's high alert when the statsman says stats don't matter. And also with us tonight, he's the shovel savant. Joey McCroskey, get that, Joe?
How long were you cooking that one up? You've been
Literally
that one
just
all
thought
day?
of it right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Nice.
It's impressive. Nicely done. Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
a shovel guy. I've shoveled twice already.
I kept all the snow off of the
Off your grass?
good lawn. Off the good lawn. Put it on the
good-
bad.
good lawn.
The
Wow.
the side lawn.
Wow, this guy's moving his lawn snow around.
You can't mix that road salt in, man. Then you gotta put gypsum down. It's a whole thing. You don't want any part of that.
This is S tier lawn care notes, everyone. Hope you're paying
right.
attention. Unbelievable. We got a fun show for you guys tonight. We got some wild headlines here, shocking headlines, and then we got a couple of team deep dives to start our reoccurring segment of team deep dives. Is that how we're doing it?
If we feel like it.
Yeah.
If we feel like it, whatever happens. All right, we'll start up front with some news and notes. I guess we could start. Let's start with you, Joey. CP3 sent home. Is that the headline you were?
CP3 go.
CP3 go home. That sounds
What
like how they
happened?
delivered it.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Shams reported. Well, I guess Chris Paul kind of broke it himself too.
Yeah.
Like I just got sent home. Clippers officially waived, released, whatever the technical term is. Chris Paul.
Yeah.
On his retirement tour after he just
Wow.
announced that he was a couple weeks
Retirement.
ago in his hometown that this was his last season. The quote from Shams that seems like was the nail in the coffin here is Chris Paul and his leadership style clashed with the Clippers, sources tell ESPN. Paul has been vocal in holding management, coaches, and players accountable, which the team felt became disruptive. Specifically, Ty Lue was not on speaking terms with Paul for several weeks. So basically, the only adult in the organization was holding them accountable for being bad at basketball, and
Wow.
that didn't jive. And they decided, yeah, we don't need you anymore.
Chris Paul was aspiring to be too much, I guess.
That's right. He had too high of aspirations for them.
Too high aspirations. Chris,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this?
Like who cares? Like it doesn't matter. They're 5-16. They're like, we don't want to hear it, Chris. We suck. Like we get it. Like
Yeah.
go. Like we don't want you. I think it's just the start of this miserable season for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing they can. Like who
Continues.
cares? Like should Chris Paul go to another team? Like I think that's the weirdest thing. Like there's
Oklahoma
talk like,
City.
maybe
Oh man,
Oklahoma City would make a lot of sense. I heard San
Go get him
Antonio
a ring.
maybe.
Let him get the
Yeah.
ring.
I love this. I love this, Joey. That should be this. Should, all right, if he does this, I don't know. If this is out in the atmosphere here, but if he was to do that, would you feel bad for him, or would you be like, no, this is great, go get your ring? Because I kind of like that.
I'd feel great for him. I'd be
Okay.
extremely happy for him.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
And he's had history with them too. Like he was there when
Yeah.
Shea
Right,
was
yeah.
right.
Yeah, he said that season with them there. I think those were that was like Shea's first season there, or a lot of these guys like first season
Yeah.
in the league, and he was kind of there for that. So I think he mentioned that he felt that was like the season that reinvigorated his career and kind of got him to go another like 3 or 4 seasons. So
Could this be like one of those Ninja Turtle meme moments where he's it's Shredder and he's got the small turtles and then it's the picture of
There you
them
go.
and he's
There
the
you
big
go.
the big turtles. They're carrying him
Right.
out to the title. Is that what this is? Oh man!
I-
All right, that
think
would
my
be
favorite-
cool.
I think my favorite part of this is this not the most dysfunctional organization? Like you start the season with the Kawhi Leonard extra payment nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Then you're bad at basketball. Then you, instead of laying low and just being like, yeah, we're having a tough year, you go and make a completely unnecessary headline by
Yeah.
releasing the guy that like brought your franchise back to the map and is like probably, all things considered, you're one of your top 2-3 franchise players of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Him,
And then you
Blake.
just release him on his retirement tour for nothing
So
because
funny.
he said we're not being serious. Like it's just
Yeah, it's like somebody putting in their 2 weeks and then
Yeah.
like and just going. Actually, just leave today.
yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
Thanks
2 weeks.
thanks for those 20 years of service, but we're good.
Yeah, jeez,
There was
that's crazy.
There were some theories going around how maybe Chris Paul announced that he was going to retire at the end of the season because he thought something like this was coming.
Oh wow,
I kind of like
brained
that.
he big brained
He
him.
was big
I
bringing
like
him.
it.
Yeah, he's like, no, you're gonna tell me I'm done. I'm gonna tell myself I
right.
quit, but
Yeah.
not until the end of the
Yes.
season.
I like that.
This is these Chris. Now I'm here for these Chris Paul theories. This is
Juicy.
great. He big brained him. Oh man, that's one of the wild headlines from this week. And then also, Chris, you had the other one. Giannis trade rumors. You had him. You sent a meme or a Photoshop photo to the
Oh, the
group
Detroit,
chat
yeah,
of Detroit.
Which I
Yes.
talked to my Detroit friend, and he's not in on that. So
No, not in on that. Okay.
I think he's kind of high on the 16-4 supply of the Pistons right now. So,
No.
but maybe he's
Do you-
right. Maybe
Do you want the release from Shams? What the wording was?
Yeah, if you got the release.
so-
from
yeah.
Shams,
I think the wording is interesting. Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent Alex Sirtsis have started conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere. Sources tell ESPN a resolution is expected in the coming weeks. I felt that was very
Whoa.
interesting that they're discussing whether his future is
resolution.
better there or elsewhere.
I saw there was I thought Shams said something that they had been talking to New York for like 2 weeks, but they couldn't come to an agreement, so they're gonna open it up.
I had not seen that.
Maybe that was
Interesting.
fake.
I heard
honestly.
Anthony Davis is
Maybe a
available.
Suntel. Yeah. And then just before we jumped on here, the Bucks released that Giannis has a right calf strain, which seems just awfully convenient for this time.
Perfect timing.
Hey, we're gonna need you to stay away from the team for
Yeah.
a hot minute while we figure this out.
We've released Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh my god, that was interesting timing on the calf strain.
Two franchises fumbling their all-time greats. It's great.
This is great. Yeah, the Bucks are fumbling this, considering that all the moves they've made leading up to this. Obviously, he's frustrated. They haven't had a great start either.
Yeah.
You guys hearing anything as far as realistic and possible destinations? Chris, you just mentioned New York. That was in the conversation for 2 weeks. Is this just kind of starting to heat up here?
That's the main one. I don't know any others that could be realistically viable. Maybe could Toronto do another 1-year rental, win a championship with Giannis, and then he signs with New York after that? Just go full Kawhi on it, right?
Full Kawhi.
Because they have some assets, they have some money that can make sense.
You never go full Kawhi. But...
What about Cleveland?
Oh, Cleveland. Okay. Maybe we should just throw out some interesting.
I don't know if they have the pieces, but
they have the juice. But
Cleveland would be interesting.
Garland, Hunter, Allen or Mobley.
It's got to be picks, right? Like
Mobley.
if you're Milwaukee,
Picks,
you got to be looking for
picks.
like the five first rounds and like 2-player type thing, right? Like,
they'd probably be
minimum.
asking for Mobley. Would you do that? Would you do Mobley for no?
No, even though Mobley's been kind of a drag, but no, you can't give up on him. Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
Does that mean anything?
I mean, not in this league.
what about Orlando?
Orlando's also interesting.
Yeah, they need more inside presence. On that. I don't know.
That
Fair.
was great.
Fair.
He's another big guy in
keep
there.
crapping on. No, the Spurs would be terrifying, and I feel like they have all
Yes.
They have to be Castle out. Maybe Barnes if you've got to make the money work or whatever.
I think you're fine
and
with
then
that.
picks. The Spurs would be terrifying if they got Giannis.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow.
The all Euro squad. Well, Chicago. What the Bulls?
Well, I heard they're.
What'd you hear, Tice?
I heard they're in the mix for another big man. That's
Yeah.
what-
Yeah, Ibaka Zubats. I heard Zubats.
Zubats too. I
was on the table. The Clippers are going to be fire sailing here, and
okay. Chris
I
Paul's
saw
available.
I saw something about you be able to get Zubats and keep Vooch, and you'd have an actual defensive big to sub in when you needed that presence.
Presence.
But
Joe, if I told you 5 years ago when we started this podcast, episode 2, that one day the Bulls would have a chance to trade Kobe White for Anthony Davis.
5 years ago, I'd have been like, cool, let's do that.
Amazing.
A lot has changed
Here
in
we
5
are.
years, Chris.
Oh.
A lot has changed in 5
Changed.
years.
Hey, wait, you should have said if I would have told you, I would have said Kobe White for AD, and you would have told me no. Would you have believed it 5 years ago?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have said no. Okay.
No. Are you kidding me? Let's do this deal. Get rid of him. Not anymore. Well, how funny how times change.
Everybody's going through
What a time.
changes.
Yeah, it's been a wild year so far, but
We'll
we
keep
can
an eye
start.
on it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, big stories. Giannis would be an emergency pod, I think.
Yeah.
Would you guys hop
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
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 All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll put that in the books. Maybe we'll do an emergency pod. That'd be kind of fun. Hey guys, who wants to hop on for Giannis?
I'll break the news to you guys at like 4 a.m. tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow. We're
Just wake up. All right, guys, I'm ready. Yeah, you have to tell me early because if it's after 8 p.m., I might be asleep. So
you got 10 minutes then. Okay. We're
that's 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes for this Giannis trade break.
might fall asleep on the pod.
Hey, Wednesday's my late night, guys. All right. Well, we have some fun teams deep dives. The last time we potted, we talked about 3 teams we wanted to kind of delve into. We watched some games over the holiday weekend. Check them out. I pulled up some stats, looked at some things for them. Rockets, Pistons, and Hawks were who we were talking about. Any particular team you guys want to start with?
Rockets.
Rockets. All right, good. I had Rockets number 1 too as well. All right, Chris, what do you got for Rockets? What were your thoughts? How did you approach the deep dive? What were your thoughts?
Watched some games live to get
Yeah.
a feel for it, then watched the highlights to make sure I saw more plays, understand what's going on with this team. Main primary takeaway: Steven Adams is a brute. Totally understand the money now. He's averaging 4 nearly 5 offensive rebounds a game in 21 minutes.
Monster.
I had that stat.
It's just absurd. One other highlight: it's funny when you watch games compared to what you see in the box score. Eamon Thompson. Anytime I see him put up a 3, I'm shocked. I'm like, what was he doing? And then, but only does it like 2 times a game, maybe 2.2. He makes it like 0.4 of the time, but it feels like it goes in more because he had a good 3 the other night. I think they still lost, but it was like with under 30 seconds left. Interesting stat with the Rockets: second lowest 3-point attempts, but the second highest 3-point percentage in the league.
Okay.
And then I watched their Nuggets game. Sengun made Jokic play hard. Jokic had a pretty ferocious dunk in the third quarter of that game, which was kind of fun. But they do, even though they have the second highest point differential, there's just something about this team that I just feel like is lacking.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys missing games suspiciously, Kevin Durant had a family matter during the Warriors and the Suns games. Those are the 2 games he's missed this year. So, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have fun when he had to go back to Oklahoma City for the opener. So maybe he didn't want to have to deal with.
Yeah,
Maybe he really did have a family matter. I don't know. It's just a weird coincidence for the, specifically Golden State and Phoenix. So
that's a conspiracy theory.
That's definitely a conspiracy theory. Joey, your thoughts on the Rockets? I don't. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump you there, but we were also to kind of frame this as like sleeper contenders and things, right? Isn't that how we were kind of approached it?
They were like our like dark horses that we kind of
that's what I was
feeling have juice.
Because Chris kind of brought that up, and I did have some thoughts on that. So go ahead, Joey.
My biggest takeaway from the Rockets is, are they just like, are they too quiet? Like,
okay.
Do they need to have more? I don't know. Like, do they need the hype? Do they need the pizzazz? Do they need the kind of like juice the old razzle dazzle to kind of get it? Like, and I think too, like, I'm looking at it through the eyes of, are they going to be able to beat Oklahoma City? And like, to me, that's like the fault for me right now. Like watching the West, it's like you watch 2 teams play and it's like, well, this team looks pretty good, but they're going to play Oklahoma City and they're not going to look that good.
20-1.
Yeah. And then it's like, I just keep like going back to like Şengün is good, and Chris, you made the great point. Like he made Jokic work hard, which
Mhm.
is maybe his like second biggest strength. Is like obviously he's great offensive, defensive, but like he's going to make you work your ass off if he has a good game or not. And is that going to help? But is that going to help against again? Is it going to help against the Thunder? Like if you take Chet out of the game by working hard as Şengün, you still have a lot of other things to deal with. And I guess I'm concerned about like the depth down the line behind LP and Durant.
Yes, the Durant thing was something I looked at a lot because I kind of framed it like you said, Joey, of where's this team stack up against OKC? Obviously, Chris mentioned the number 2 net rating overall, but still 5 points behind OKC, which is crazy. That maybe says more about OKC than anything.
Yeah.
So one of the things I found interesting as I was kind of looking at some of their statistical stuff, Durant averaged 25 points per game, but his PER is only 18, which is a little bit above average and kind of weird for, like a quote unquote superstar level player. And also he has a negative on-off split. Yeah, it's weird. It's not much. It's just negative 0.2. But like, for example, like Amen Thompson is has a offensive split of 12.5 when he's on the floor and a positive 7.5 on off split differential, versus Durant, who's a 10.5 and then a negative 0.2. So they're actually all right with Durant off the floor, which is kind of weird when you think about it. And I think that shows, and this maybe is the question that's going to come down to into the playoffs, is Durant going to be a ceiling lifter, or is he just kind of this like hood ornament on a already pretty solid team? You know what I mean? A team that is actually pretty good without him, and is kind of maybe this was the timeline acceleration that people were a little bit worried about. That maybe this team could have naturally grown on its own without the KD move, and then now with this KD move, people talk about them as a serious contender when in reality, like Chris is kind of saying, there just isn't. It's just not there. You know what I mean? Not there yet.
I'm curious if the flip side of that argument is the team good enough without him, and when it comes to the playoffs, having that hood ornament that can get you a bucket when it matters is actually the piece. But
yeah, no, that's a great way to put it.
We don't know, right? We have 20, 21 games, whatever it is, to look at. I like your viewpoint of it. I think that's probably more reasonable at this stage of everything.
But that's the PER thing is hilarious. Reed Shepherd has a PER right 0.1 better than Durant.
Yeah, it's weird. Like he's like not very efficient. The on-off split threw me. I was trying to, because I was looking up for like comparison. I was looking up Jokic and Shea splits, and like Jokic in particular he goes from a 12 to a 14. So the team is worse with him off the court and that much better. I mean, it's better this year than it is last year. He went from like a 10 to a 19 last year, which is crazy.
Wait, what is this? Sorry, what does this mean? 10 to a 19.
Yeah, I had to look this up today when I was looking at these. So it's your margin of victory is what the number is. So like with Durant on the court, their margin of victory is at 10 points. So they're like plus 10 points above their opponent. Mm-hmm. So if like with him off the court, or with it, the difference between him on and off the court is negative 0.2. So that means the Rockets
still have a 10-point margin when he's off the court.
Have a 10-point margin exactly when he's off the court. So he's not actually adding anything. So when that number like goes up, when that on the on-off split, that means they're like the team is struggling with them off the court. And so it was weird to see it. And like I said, I kind of compared Shea's number and Jokic's number to kind of see, all right, like how is Durant doing, and to see that sort of it go from a plus 10 to a negative. I mean, barely negative, but still, like that means the Rockets are fine. Like they're playing at a 10-point margin of victory, whether or not he's on the court or not.
They don't need him.
Yeah, they don't need him.
You don't need Kevin Durant,
which is crazy. He's a leading scorer. But then, like to Joey's point, is this the piece that they actually need? Does this show that they actually are a really solid team, and that when it's nut crunching time in the playoffs, now they got this guy that can kind of, can be their Shea, can be their Jokic? That's kind of the question, I think, too. But it made me curious.
We'll see.
We'll see. I also, one other note I had, Tari Eason is leading the league at 50% in 3-point shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's off of, he makes like 2.5 a game, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, to your point, not shooting a lot, but
No, wait.
knocking 'em
Sorry,
down.
no, he makes 10 3-point attempts and 5.3 makes.
Jeez.
So it is a lot.
That can't be right. Is that per 100?
I think that's yeah. No, I think that's it.
That's it.
He's only played 11 games. He's missed a few.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. He's
No.
on fire for them. I don't, this team is weird because it's like they're. But are these any of these guys like 1A?
Yeah. Who
Like,
can be the 1A
like,
behind Durant?
Is Durant a top 10 player? Or is anybody on this team a top 10 player?
Yeah.
Does it matter if they're not all top? Like,
are they
Reed
just that
Shepherd's been
big?
fun to see. Jabari Smith, I felt like was that Kevin Durant where he's like kind of just there, and it's like, man, this guy was a second overall pick, and I barely know if he's on the floor. But I don't know. Like, so what do you like after like kind of looking into the Rockets a little bit more? Do you feel any better about them than before? Because they're still like this quiet team that's still the number 2 net rating.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a distant third to the Nuggets and the Thunder. And honestly, like, I mean, of course, I'm going to put the Timberwolves right there and the Lakers right there with them. So it's like there's 5 teams right there. And, do we want to discount the Warriors even though they've had a 50-50 start? So I just feel like they're right in that grouping still, even with this.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Joey, any thought on that?
On
how you felt?
No, nothing changed, which was the weirdest. I think.
Okay.
I think it was the weirdest outcome of the entire exercise was looking at them. I felt the same way after not knowing extra or anything about them, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I not to say maybe negative is probably too strong of a word, but I kind of softened a little bit. I really thought they were going to be maybe the most obviously out of this group that we were looking at this time. The biggest contender, and I think they are. But I think it's really matchup dependent in the playoffs, and I do think it is a little bit hollow with some of the Durant stuff. I'm kind of curious, and maybe I lean a little bit towards it, especially it's weird because I'm a Durant guy, but I lean towards that might not be as big of a deal when it comes to playoff time as it potentially could be. So interesting, Joey. Oh yeah, James. Anything else, Chris? Or?
No, I was gonna say I'm just gonna keep watching Durant now, even closer. I feel like with these games because what is he doing?
What is he doing out there? Just hitting mid-range jumpers.
Just hitting those mid-rangers, man. At a high clip.
Rich man's DeMar DeRozan. Is that what he's trying to? Ooh. Wow. Joey, your team, the Pistons. We know you love these guys.
Yeah.
How did your deep dive go with the Pistons?
It was good. It was really good. So I tried to look at a handful of viewpoints of them, and it was, do they have like the it factor so far?
Yeah.
How are they performing in contested close games? Do they have a superstar player? And then what's like their like future outlook? Like what's their thing they're lacking now that potentially they could gain down the road? So obviously second best record in the NBA at 17-4, number 1 in the East by 2.5 games. The East is kind of shitty, so maybe take that with a grain of salt. But top 5 in net rating at a plus 5.6, which, as we know, Titus has described to us many times.
Contender.
Positive thing. Number 2 in defensive rating. Like seeing that. Winning close games. So the entire team is positive in the clutch time.
Oh, wow.
Every single player who has played in clutch time this season has a positive plus minus. And then they're 10-3 in games decided within 10 points. I picked 10 points, decided that was a close game. If you shrink it down to like 8 points, I think that's a little bit better. But they're still positive, right? Overall, close games was the kind of thing I was trying to see if it was there. then superstar player. So this is where I kind of got myself in a tizzy. So it's looking at Cade, right? Because that's the superstar player. And 28.2 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 9.3 assists per game. And I said, whoa, 9.3 assists, 28 and 6. Like that's got to be something.
It's tough.
Went looked at it and I was like, all right, assists are up there. Jokic is leading, and I was like, wow, he's beaten Shea, he's beaten Luka, all these things. And then I looked at the points and I was like, okay, there's some spread in the points. And then I just kind of dove into the advanced and what really kind of set me up for them as a team and took me away from the superstar player was Cade is 10th in usage in the league right now, but he's 23rd in percentage of points scored for that team. So he's very high usage, but when you look him down the line, like the team is performing as well. Which then took me my last point of like, what do they have coming back? What's the future look like? Right. Tobias Harris just came back from injury. Jaden Ivey just came back. He's played 6 games since he's been back. It's weird to say is Tobias Harris like a useful factor, but like in this team, the way it is, and for the money that he's now making, it kind of makes sense. They've got good surrounding shooters for someone like Cade. And like the piece that really wrapped it up for me is, I think it was 2-3 nights ago, the game against the Hawks. Cade had that closing play going down. He spun out of the trouble above the 3-point line, drove in, underneath the basket, switched hands and made the layup to kind of ice the game. And I was like, man, that's the it factor, right? You got a guy at that size who can go and do that when you need a bucket. And so like going through it all, it kind of reaffirmed what I was hoping it was going to reaffirm and made me believe. I think the biggest outcome of this is like, this is one of those years for like a young, confident, hot team to do something a la, Indiana last year. They're obviously doing it early, right? Indiana took kind of the back half of the season and a good run in the playoffs, but Detroit looks like they kind of have the pieces together. And to Chris's like meme or picture, Photoshop picture that he sent us, like, I don't know if they need someone like Giannis, because in order to get someone like that, they're going to have to mortgage, 2, 3, 4 guys from this team. And they're not quite there probably yet, but they're definitely on their way. And it's not time to mortgage it just to go win the East, I guess.
Yeah. Cause does that make them a contender really?
Right.
Obviously
makes them a contender in the East, right? But it doesn't make them a contender in the.
And they still might be the cream of the crop of the Eastern Conference as it is, without a Giannis, without a big move. That's kind of where I started to land, that they might be the best team in the Eastern Conference. Chris, what was your thought on them? And do you have anything that kind of caught your eye?
I came out of this team kind of being like, how are they 16-4, 17-4 now?
Yeah.
They are second. They have the second fewest 3 points made each game. The only team that makes fewer threes than them is hilariously the Kings, like, because DeMar is just shooting all those mid-rangers on them. Duncan Robinson, when he's not playing, that they're just trying to pound the ball inside, get these hard twos. I was watching them against the Hawks the other night. They won 99-98. I can't remember last time I saw a team win a game without scoring 100 points, to be honest, especially in today's NBA where it's like 120 on average.
Yeah. It was weird.
And they're second in defensive rating. Joey, I don't think you pointed that out, but which is cool. But the difference between first and second in defensive rating is the same as second to 23rd.
Oh, Chris.
The Thunder are just.
Well, we don't say the numbers. We just say they're number 2.
Yeah.
2. Yeah. I feel like everything has to be the caveat of, obviously, they're not in the class of OKC for every OKC team. Right?
That was the saddest part of this entire exercise for these 3 teams. Was like, they're not.
OKC kept coming up every time. I looked at them, like, oh, there's OKC.
Every time I would sort on a stat, advanced, traditional, whatever it was either Shea was at the top or the Thunder were at the top. There was no way to get them out of there without filtering them purposely out.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
But what was funny about looking at the Pistons and the Rockets for me back to back was how similar these two teams are. Both high rebounding, low 3-point attempt teams. They play big.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren is 4th in offensive rebounds. Cade is a big point guard, is a better version of Amon Thompson. They don't have a Sengun really, but like Cade just does so much for that team. He's so good. He is so fun to watch. And I'm really happy with him. Tobias is kind of like a poor man's Kevin, but like, hey, maybe I don't know if you have the plus minus on Tobias Harris.
Not on
But,
Tobias, unfortunately.
The on off with Tobias, his PER it's 13.5. It's not that great. Never mind. Tobias, he's still
yeah.
he's still our Hall of Fame. You can have him.
You can have him. Author, you can have him.
But
yeah,
the team, I just feel like this team's gonna get beat come playoff time by a team that just like the Hawks maybe or the Knicks that just hits a bunch of threes because they don't have anybody. Unless it's Cade, I don't know. Maybe it's Cade. Maybe it's just Cade.
Are they like that old school 2000s Pistons type team where they can just grind teams down to a halt and limit the offense? I mean, who knows? Like you said, playoff time is going to be different, but yeah. So no, the one split I had for was Jalen Duren and just how important he is. He's got an on-off split of 13.2, so he's up there with Shea and Jokic levels, which is weird. But he was their most important quote unquote player. One other stat I loved was Cade has a 40% assist percentage. Just like again, right up there, kind of with Jokic leads the league with 50% assist percentage. Like that's like how many points the person assists on for their team. So he's, to Joey's point, he's moving the ball around, facilitating, right up there as a league leader in assists, as a playmaker, but yet can kind of take over when he needs to. And I think that's a great type of player to have in this league, and potentially in a playoff run. I mean, they had that little run last year, so maybe this is a year to build on, especially with the East being wide open. Number 2 in defense, I don't think that's a joke at all. I think that's
I think the thing too, like last season, they're like claim to fame for being like a good defensive team, and up and coming was like, oh, Isaiah Stewart, got LeBron's face, and like this guy's kind of poor man's Nas Reed with like a temper, and he's kind of crazy, and he like comes out there and he just does like crazy shit, and he's go getter. And like this season, it's like no. Like they're doing the same kind of things, but they've developed more as like an actual, like you could see like the talent, I guess. You could see the build. It's not just like this novelty item anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a shiny new thing. It's like, no, they've built something that is kind of like clicking all at the right time.
No, I agree with you there. And I think they're a fun team to watch. I think they're going to be a dangerous team when it comes playoff time.
Kind of feel like them losing that series against the Knicks was probably better for them for this season.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing with them is when Cade knows that they had I think that was 22 in a row, so like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're better than this. And he's winning now with basically those same guys. Like they've added a few, but it's with Big Stu, it's with Duren and all them. So
they got rid of Monty Williams, the coach. Man.
Yeah, they got someone who actually wants to be there.
Yeah,
that plays a huge role.
And they changed GMs, right? Dumars was it Dumars?
It was him. That sounds right. But
he's still there at New
Orleans, right?
He's in New Orleans now.
Yeah, he's in New Orleans now.
Or no, it was Troy Weaver. Now they've got.
He was the guy that he drafted, like Cade and Ron Holland and all those guys. But
it's a fun team.
Yeah. Oh, that was the one last point. Chris jogged my memory there. They did have a 13 win streak in the middle of this season. They dropped 2 after that, and then picked 2 back up. But they had a nice long run. A lot of bums in that little run. But hey, you
the
beat who's
Pacers
on your schedule.
Times.
Yeah, a couple times. Bulls win in there. Let's. But no, sorry. Open a wound there. Always look on his face.
They beat the Pistons once this season.
Yeah, they did. It was what a victory, a high point for the Bulls.
That's right.
Unfortunately, but no, they had that little win streak, and I think kind of what Joey's talking about. This feels like a team that's learning how to win and learning how they want to win. Like the Detroit Pistons way, kind of thing. So I think this should be an interesting year for them.
They are so fortunate to be in the East.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of all the teams.
Yes.
No doubt.
What's the West equivalent of?
Well, that's like LA.
The Lakers level, you think?
record. Yeah. Well, no. Well, I don't think they're on that level, but record wise, that's kind of where they fall, right? They're 16 or 17 and
It is where
4.
they fall.
Oh, right. Lakers
So,
are
yeah.
15 and 5, so it's like in that range. But I'm saying if they were in the
West.
the
Yeah.
West,
Like what
like
team
the
do
Suns are
they?
13 and
Ooh.
9.
I kind of say like they feel like the Suns build a little bit.
Yeah.
Cade is
Ooh,
Booker.
yeah. Wow.
Maybe the Suns we should a deep dive on. That team has been
Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Dylan Brooks
I
has
like
been
that.
insane.
We
Colin
gotta.
Gillespie.
I think we should do OKC.
If you want to
Suns.
do a deep dive on Dylan Brooks, that's all you, Chris.
That's fair. I don't really want to talk about
That's all you,
Phoenix
man.
Suns that much. I don't want to deep dive the Thunder. I'm just gonna knit that right
It's
now.
I don't
hard.
think nobody needs to. It just-
Yeah.
I just want. Maybe I want an excuse to talk about it because it's. I don't. We don't want to do it here on this pod, but it's starting to get to the point where we need to address what's happening. So
something's
maybe,
broken. They're
maybe
about
next
to get a fucking lottery pick.
maybe next week we can see
We're
where
at
they end
10%
up.
at the top number one pick.
Uh-huh.
40%, something like
Not
that.
right.
The percentage for like a top 3 pick is
This could
extremely
be
high.
a generational
Yeah.
run here. All right. Well,
No.
we can talk about it, but all right, Suns for sure.
All right, let's talk about Titus's
No,
favorite
let's
player.
not talk about the Suns.
Yeah. Well,
let's-
next week.
Let's keep, you
let's
didn't
keep
wear your
going.
jersey today, Titus.
I should have worn my jersey. I did. I did like the Hawks deep dive that I did. I found them to be fun. Obviously, Trey Young.
Without Trey, yeah.
Without Trey, I'm really liking this team, guys. He's been out since what, like November 29th, something like that, with a knee. Missed some games, or maybe he's been out long. He's only played 5 games, I think, this season.
Yep.
Some basic stats here: offensive rating 17th, defensive rating 8th, a net 15th, so right in the middle of the pack of everybody. A net of negative 2.1, so not great. As far as sleeper contenders go, I don't think this is it. But I think maybe we can start to talk about transitioning from the Trey Young era and looking at these guys. Jalen Johnson, Nikhil Alexander-Walker was the pickup over the offseason. Reese Shea, who's got a great on-off split. I think he's the best on their team with a 12.9 on-off split, so it's great. Dyson Daniels, who's also awesome on-off splits. So I think they have a lot of young talent. Interesting. They're in a bit of a tough division in that Southeast division right now with Miami and Orlando holding down the 1-2. So they're in the 3rd spot there, 7th in the East. Overall a mid team, but I think certainly a fun team to watch. I'm trying to think of who I was kind of comparing them to, but they got a lot of quality guys, a lot of good size, a lot of potential here going forward if their guys continue to develop. So that's what I thought of for them. You guys have any thoughts? Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I was a lot more optimistic on this team.
Okay. Give it to me.
With Trey Young, they were 2-3. They lost to Toronto, who's pretty good, the Thunder, and then the Bulls back when they were on crack and just winning every game to start the season.
Well, they were awesome.
They had the highest assist ratio in the league, the Hawks. And Jalen Johnson might be the most fun power forward to watch in the league outside of Julius Randle. It's pretty good. He's just been fantastic. He outperformed. He outdueled Evan Mobley the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And so really, and I look at like people are like, do they need Trey Young? And maybe like how much money Trey Young gets is a different question. But like, imagine if Trey Young can actually fit in with this team. Nikhil Alexander-Walker's been on a crazy tear.
Yeah, he's
if he could be a 3rd scoring option with Jalen 2nd, Trey is 1st, and can incorporate the team. There's something here. There's like a nucleus if you can just make it work. They got a lot of guys. They're just so skinny. They're like the skinniest team I've ever seen. Jalen Johnson plays the 4, but he's like 6'8", 219. Like, that's so skinny for being 6'8". And their center is like Onyeka Okongwu, who's like 6'9", and Porzingis is out half the time, as we already knew he would be. So I like this team more. I think in theory it's kind of like how I kind of feel like I like this team the way I like the Pelicans, where it's like I like all these guys, but at least the Hawks are playing well, so there's a little more justification for wanting to talk about them more. But I'm excited. Trey Young's supposed to come back the December 12th or 14th. So I want to watch more Hawks just to see how he can engage with this team, because I think there's potential for them to actually disrupt the East a little bit. Like I could honestly see in the East like a Hawks Heat Eastern Conference Finals. Just the way the season's been
I was
going,
gonna
right?
say
It's kind of
play-in
weird.
matchup, but
This is off the top ropes. Hawks playing matchup would be no. I mean, the Heat's.
they're one of 4 teams who loves to live there. So
Oh well, I was gonna say Heat's
It's
in
true.
third right now, but they're not far from the man. This is a compact group of teams here in the Eastern Conference.
compact
Outside of Detroit.
shit.
Yeah, real compact as shit.
Back to shit.
Joey, what did you think of the Trae
Um,
Youngless Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, I came away with 2 big things. Anybody who thought the Hawks won the offseason by signing Kristaps Porzingis is an idiot. He's like the Anthony Davis of the East. It's cool. He's tall.
He's tall. When he
Hurt
plays,
a
he's
lot.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, when he
When he
plays.
But
plays,
they don't
it's
play.
yeah. No, it's getting to the point with him where it's like you can't do anything.
And then number 2 was the Trae Young piece, and I found myself thinking a lot about like you guys in Levine's heyday of like you're paying this guy all this money, and you've got a lot of people around him who are good and serviceable, and you're potentially holding them back because you're paying this guy all the money and he's the ball dominant guy. And when he's not there, the team looks fun, looks fresh, looks hype and ready to go. When he is there, they're probably a better team, like in general, but like, are you stunting the development and long-term plan of this team by keeping this guy around?
Mhm.
And I found myself thinking of that over and over and over again. And yeah, Chris laid it out pretty well that there's a lot of fun, skinny guys in this team, and it's at some point they're going to have to make the decision. And I mean, like, I feel like they're holding on to the season that Trae, went into Madison Square Garden and became Ice Trae, and they're holding on that is going to repeat itself at some point. But it's been what six years since that, 6, 7, 6. It's probably actually been 7 years because it was before COVID, I think. So I don't know. This team doesn't give me a lot of great feelings. Doesn't give me a lot of bad feelings. They're just kind of like a mid, like you said, they're 15th in net rating.
Right,
they're
in the middle,
a mid team. Like they're right where they are when you look at what they do and you watch them play a game. I think we just oversold them as a collective.
Like
media
sneaky
media
contender type thing. as the media,
as the media, we
member of the
oversold
NBA
them,
media
in the offseason
landscape.
for sure.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. The Kristaps thing was maybe a little hyped. Guilty of that for sure. Again, if the guy plays, it's great. But to Joey's point, doesn't play. So what does it matter?
I like Jalen Johnson a lot. I still have hope. I kind of like.
I just think
I look at the other teams too, and it's like there's a lot of good teams in the East at the Hawks level.
Yeah, at that level, that's the problem. At that level, they're not separating themselves. But I think to Joey's point, I think this is a great time to really go. Okay, I think the Trae thing's done. Let's not make a mistake that ultimately sets the team back. Because to Chris's point, like they could be fun with him, and if it works, but like how many times are you going to tell yourself this? Like if it works, it's kind of like the Kristaps thing, right? If he's healthy, if it works, if he fits in, if he's not too small in the playoffs, like it's
like Zion, right?
Yeah, it's like Zion, exactly.
I don't know, or John Morant. Yeah, there's a lot of
John Morant, all these guys. Like at some point, you just gotta let it go, man.
Bradley Beal. There's just so many bad examples.
Chris Paul, just let him go. No,
Joel Embiid.
Yes. Keep listening, guys. I love this.
This is Trae Young's last season before he has a player option. So this season he's making, let's call it $46 million.
That's a lot of money.
Next season, $49 million with a player option. And then the year
it's a player option, so he can just pick it up and be.
And then the season after that, he's an unrestricted free agent. So Titus, you're spot on. It's like if they're gonna do it,
yeah,
it's now or never.
It's now or never.
But that's
his value
a
still
big contract.
Yes, his value still relatively high.
In a position that is pretty flush around the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of like teams that are one
Tell
point guard
Minnesota
away.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't take on a $50 million contract.
A 50, yeah, no.
That's the problem. It's like the teams that can afford that don't need it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the teams that need a point guard need a value point guard.
The
They need
Spurs
to
have like 3. Dude, Dylan Harper's fantastic.
yeah, it's good.
Castle's pretty good, and Fox is obviously just lightning.
Spurs deep dive.
I want to wait for Wemby. I was wondering, should we do
yeah.
Lakers deep dive? Is Lakers interesting?
No, yeah, Lakers is interesting.
And then the East, and then I was thinking like one East team. What about like the Heat or the Raptors? What do you guys?
Probably the Raptors.
Oh, okay.
Raptors.
I say yeah, either one of those teams.
All right,
Raptors.
so Lakers,
Raptors, Suns.
Ugh.
Let's do 2.
Okay, just Lakers, Raptors. All right.
Suns. Let's do 3.
All
Fine,
right, Lakers, Raptors,
Kings?
Suns.
You want to do the Kings?
the Suns. Kings,
Fuck
yeah.
the Suns. We could do.
No, there's some games.
The
when I
year was
doing
2019, and the Kings were the Bulls.
The Bulls were
There's
the
like
Kings.
I think the Hawks played the Hornets,
What
and
the
I didn't
Cavs?
watch that game, and I didn't even care to. There's just some teams that if I'm gonna like try to understand if this team's good or not, there's teams I need to avoid. Like
What about
if they play
Lakers?
the Wizards?
What about Lakers, Raptors, Cavs?
Lakers, Raptors, Cavs.
Cavs.
Do the Cavs need to be investigated here for the fact that they're the 6th seed and they should probably
Should we
not
wait for
be?
Garland maybe to actually come back?
Perhaps that's part of the investigation, Chris. I don't know. What about the Knicks? What about the Knicks?
Let's save the Knicks. Let's do 2 good
Jesus.
teams and 1 okay team.
What am I going to do this entire week?
Raptors
Lakers?
games.
What are you talking about?
That sounds like Raptors games.
Raptors? I think you were like the Raptors.
I don't like
He's
the
like, I'm not-
Raptors. I hate the Raptors.
I hate the Raptors too.
That team
but-
bothers me. for
Why'd you
some
say
weird
Raptors?
reason.
I said Heat. You hate the Heat more?
Well, I wanted the Heat, and then Joey said Raptors.
No,
and I
you
was
first
like-
said Raptors.
I said Heat or Raptors.
And then I thought
Oh.
Joey came up.
I
with
didn't
top
hear
with
Heat. I just heard
Oh.
Raptors. I just heard Raptors.
Let's do Heat. Let's do the Heat.
All right. The Heat are fun.
We can do
Yeah,
3
that's fine.
teams. We can
Let's
each
do
take a
what-
team again.
Heat, Lakers, Suns.
Are you doing the Suns? then,
I'll do
Titus?
the Suns.
Fine.
I'll do the Suns.
Okay.
All right,
Chris, you
then,
got the Lakers.
I'll do Lakers
Lakers.
and Joey does the Heat,
Yeah.
and then
I'll do
I'll,
the Heat.
and that'll be our lead. Yeah,
I'll do the
Yeah,
Heat.
all right, yeah, we got it. We're doing behind the scenes podcasting on the air. It's great.
yeah.
We're at the end of the show when that happens. But yeah, that was fun. It was fun to look at these teams. See, it was interesting. I think what I like about this is kind of being able to explore teams we wouldn't necessarily normally focus on. Right, I'm probably not locking in for a lot of Atlanta Hawks games, but it was fun to check them out. Especially the game against the Pistons was a good one. So.
I was off a back-to-back to the Hawks.
Yeah.
After they went to double OT against the Sixers, where like the Sixers are not a serious team. I know our care tiers kind of inflated their performance, but Embiid played 30 minutes on the dot, and they went to double overtime where you never saw him. Paul George only played 28, and then Maxey plays 52. That team,
It's all about playoffs, baby.
awful.
Do you want to know what's fantastic about the Sixers not being serious? They were fined $100,000 because they said Embiid was going to be out against the Hawks on the 30th, the day after Thanksgiving, and then he played that game. They listed him as out on the injury report. And then he
Wow.
played.
Oh,
It's like the opposite of what the findings are usually.
thanks a lot, Chauncey Billups.
Fucking unserious. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's what that is.
That's Terry Rozier.
Yeah, sure is your either one of them. Somebody
Chauncey's the poker man.
LeBron's friend. Well, didn't he do the whatever?
No. I just when you said unserious, I was like, oh yeah, I saw that they got fined $100,000 for failing to just say, hey, this dude hurt. Oh, actually, surprise, he's not hurt.
Surprised
The
he's
one
not
time ever, it went the other way.
Was it the Philly bets? Philly to cover bets were coming in.
The
That's
Philly
what happened.
special.
The Philly special. All right. Well, next week we'll have a new round of teams. We're also getting close to a Christmas episode. We'll have to off air figure out what we're doing when we're doing that.
We know what we're doing.
Oh, we know what we're doing.
I
And
know what I'm doing.
maybe we should do some NBA gifts. We could figure out some things. So,
Always.
but it'll be fun. And then we'll talk Christmas Day games. We got, obviously a lot of our traditional stuff coming up, New Year's resolutions, things as we wind down the end of the 2025
God, I can't
calendar
believe it's
year.
already coming.
I know.
New Year's
man.
resolutions. This is a good exercise. Reviewing these teams for New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, we'll be ready to go for New Year's resolutions.
Exercise.
I like it.
The
So we'll
Christmas Day
we'll
games are
continue to review teams. We'll continue to talk about the latest news. Maybe a Giannis trade in the works. We'll see. Will CP3 get his?
There's no way Luca and Giannis get traded in back-to-back seasons.
Would that
No way. That's
would be bonkers.
be unreasonable.
He's going to go to OKC. They're going to
What
trade
if he
that
went to
top
Dallas?
10 pick.
Or if
Oh.
Giannis goes to
That would be the
Luka.
most roundabout way of like you should have just traded Luca for
right.
Adam Silver might as well just hang it up because he's never going to escape the conspiracy theories that
If he goes to
if
Dallas,
he goes to
yeah.
Dallas, right? He's never escaping the fact that this entire thing is rigged.
Yeah, if Nico was still there, maybe. But
If Nico was there, he'd have the scapegoat, right? The savior, the hero.
hero. It was all a big scam, guys. I got Giannis.
Big
I
brain
did it.
everybody for
Big brain
9
everybody.
months. Yeah.
Got him. Oh my god. That's
They
great.
got him.
Got him. Anything else tonight, guys? Are you guys ready to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Well, that is it for us tonight. Follow us on social media at the Box Out Boys. Slide in those DMs. Tell us what other teams we should deep dive. That'd be awesome. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube and Spotify. We very much appreciate that. Let us know where you wrapped. Was anybody in were you anybody's wrapped this year, guys? Shout us out. We very much appreciate that. So until next time, Box Out.
You guys were in my wrapped. My wrapped included the Box Out Boys.
Oh, that a
That's right,
boy.
Chris.
I love it. Look at that, Chris.
You're my hero.
We love you, Chris.
Box out.
And Box Out.